Good morning. Hello, I'm Maddie Harvey. I'm a knitwear designer and knitting teacher based in Edinburgh. Good morning if you're watching this live. If you're watching the replay later, hello. This is my weekly Thursday morning video that I call Knits and Cake for Breakfast. And the reason behind the name is that before all the lockdowns happened, last year I was hosting weekly knit nights on a Wednesday, and I would always do some baking. And then there would be leftover baking. So on a Thursday morning after I dropped my kids at school and came back home, I would eat some of the leftover baking for my breakfast. I'm sitting at my desk, but I've got both of my cats in the room. So if you hear some funny noises, it's just the cats. One's sleeping, but one is causing chaos. So yeah. So last week I showed you I had got this book as a Christmas present, The Batch Lady. So I had done a bit of cooking from the book over the weekend, and it's got a baking section in the back. So one of the things that I've tried to make was, now she calls it, I think, chocolate raisin slice, but it's basically like a kind of no-cook chocolate cake or tiffin. So it's got raisins and it's crushed rich tea biscuits and then chocolate on the top. So it's really simple, and it makes a big tray, like a standard baking tray of it. And then at the same time you're making that, you can make the peppermint slices, which are here. I'll show you the picture. So those are the peppermint slices, and those are the raisin slices. So they're fairly similar. The peppermint slices have got some of those Matchmaker mint sticks in them and white chocolate on the top. You're supposed to put a bit of green food colouring in, but I didn't bother with that. And then you can slice them up and put them in the freezer and just take a few out at a time when you need them, which I quite fancied trying, because sometimes you need some baking or something. Well, I was going to say to take somewhere, but we're not going anywhere at the moment. But when that time comes back again and we can go places and you do need to take baking, then it's quite good to have something in the freezer. At least I think that sounds like a good idea, as long as you remember to take it out of the freezer, I guess. So yeah. So it's made 2 big trays, so I did them yesterday, so I'll need to cut them up and put some of them in the freezer. But I'm quite into that idea that you've got baking in the freezer, you can just take it out. Yeah, so it tastes nice, it's really easy, it's very, very sweet because it's got condensed milk in it as well. And I've got my cup of coffee, of course. So the idea of these videos is that I share what I've been baking and then what I've been working on this week. Usually some of my design stuff, and give you some kind of tips and tricks, knitting related or otherwise. Today it is knitting related, but it's a slight a side step. So I'll show you what I've been working on. My first fitting cowl I haven't worked on that. If you have been following me for a while, you might know that I have an ongoing problem with my shoulders and my arms, which is a result of over knitting and also sitting at a desk. So they've been pretty bad this week, so I haven't been able to do a lot of knitting that's not strictly kind of work knitting, that's for a design or something. So I'm not sure, I probably won't get mine finished in time for the end of the knit along. But if you are making a first fitting cowl, don't forget to use the hashtag first fitting cowl to enter into the knit along, which finishes at the end of February. But I had a big delivery of yarn yesterday from the name's just gone right out of my head. Welsh wool company, Cambrian Yarns. And I started knitting. So some of it has come on cones and some of it in balls. I think this is the slate colourway. It's a really nice dark grey. And this is to make another sample of my Columella shawl, which I'm wearing here. And this was in Making Stories magazine in 2019. So it's a garter rib. It's a really big parallelogram shape wrap shawl. And this one is done in Kettle Yarn Company yarns, but this one is now discontinued. So, and I gave my original sample, I gave it away to a friend. So I need to knit another one because I've got the yarn for kits to go in the shop. And so I've cast one on with the dark grey, which I think is called Slate. So it's just the very beginning of it. It's lovely and soft actually, and it's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's like it's got 2 plies, so 2 strands twisted together, and it's really nice and squidgy. So that's coming out nicely. And the kits, I'm going to have them hopefully in time for the Yorkshire Yarn Festival that I'm taking part in on the 30th of January. So I just made a start on that yesterday, so I'll need to get my skates on with that because it's not really very much time and it's quite a big piece of knitting. So what I might do, you might have seen me, I do this quite often, is I might make myself a little tick chart or something, or a little sticker chart to keep me motivated, and do a little sticker every time I don't know, knit 50 grams or 25 grams or something like that, just to keep me on track. And also I find it quite motivating to see how much progress I've made, rather than just keeping on going and never feeling like you're getting anywhere. So I'll probably do that because it is quite a big shawl. So the other thing that I've got coming up is on Sunday I'm taking part in the Waltham Abbey wool show, which is a first for me. Being in Edinburgh here, Waltham Abbey would have been probably too far for me to go for a weekend, especially in school term time. So it's really nice to be able to take part virtually. So they are having a Zoom marketplace on Sunday morning 9 till 12, which I am participating in, and so the idea of that is that some certain vendors are in on a Zoom call, and you buy a ticket, which I think is £2 from their website, and you can hop into the Zoom, virtually visit different vendors' stalls, and ask them questions. You'll be able to, ask to see specific things up close, which is really nice, and just kind of maybe have a bit more time than you would if you're watching somebody on a live stream video. I'm also going to be offering people a chance to choose their own colour combinations for 2 of my kits, for my soft-hearted hat and my Lowy shawl. So if you fancy the chance to do that, the Zoom marketplace is the thing for you. It means that I can kind of grab balls of yarn and hold them up for you to be able to see what they look like together, because I really feel like when you're buying stuff online, we're kind of missing that chance to kind of try out different colour combinations and see what they look like. And although you won't be able to have a squidge of the yarn, at least I'll be able to show you different things together, and it will be live and we can have a chat, so which I think is really nice. I'm looking forward to that, getting that connection with customers. So so if you want to find out more about that, Waltham Abbey Wool Show have got an Instagram account, they have got a Facebook page, and they also have a website, which I think is walthamabbeywoolshow.co.uk, and all the information is over there. They're also doing Facebook Lives, and they've got a podcast kind of panel Q&A and a designer's Q&A. There's a lot going on, so go and have a look at their website. Yeah, so I'm doing 2 virtual markets this month. So I thought I would give you my sort of top 5 tips for making the most of these online virtual yarn shows, because it can be a little bit overwhelming and they do all seem to run in slightly different ways. So my first top tip for getting the most out of virtual yarn shows, I've already kind of mentioned, but is to go to the yarn show website, because the website should be the place where you find all the information gathered together. So hopefully over there it tells you how the whole thing works and who the vendors are and everything. So that would be the main sort of port of call. Then the second tip is to find out what platform everything's happening on. So for example, the Yorkshire Yarn Show is pretty much all on Instagram. All the Instagram lives are on Instagram. There might be replays on people's Facebook pages, but you know, that's the main platform for it. Waltham Abbey will show are having on different platforms. So just find out which platform they are doing it on, and give the yarn show a follow on social media. So yeah, find them on social media, give them a follow, like a few posts or comment, even better, because then the algorithm will know that you're interested in that and it's more likely to show you their posts, and that means you'll find out more about the show. And you should also probably find out at that point if you need tickets for anything. So sometimes some of the talks or the Zoom marketplace, you do need a ticket for. I know for Waltham Abbey it's £2 for the Zoom marketplace. I'm not sure about the other ticketed events, but that's worth finding out, because you don't want to turn up at the time and then realise, oops, I needed a ticket for that, and then you've perhaps missed out. And then my third tip is find out which vendors are going to be there. Okay, hopefully you can find a list on the website, and maybe just have a little dig around. I love doing this. I love doing it for, well, I used to love doing it for real live in-person yarn shows, just taking some time to click through each vendor. Hopefully they'll link to their website and you can have a little look at what they make and what things you like, and then perhaps make a little list of who you want to see. I mean, when we were having live yarn shows, there was nothing better than getting your hands on the guide, the actual paper copy guide, and just kind of highlighting or ticking or circling the people that you really wanted to make sure that you saw. Now do the same with a virtual yarn show. Make a wee list of who you really want to see so that you don't miss anybody out. Go and have a look at their websites, follow them on social media, like some posts, comment in posts, and that way you won't miss out on people. And it's also great for finding new people, new yarn dyers, new designers, new bag makers, things like that. So yeah, tip number 3 is check out which vendors are going to be appearing. Tip number 4, now this seems a little bit kind of teachery, but make yourself a timetable. Because I'm very forgetful, so if I don't write stuff down, it won't happen. And so if you know that such and such a vendor is doing a Facebook Live at 2 o'clock, make a wee note of that somewhere, or set a reminder on your phone so that you don't forget. Work out what's happening at what times, make a little timetable, keep yourself right. And then my last 5th tip is, if you're going like hardcore virtual yarn show and you're going to sit on your sofa all day and watch all the live streams and take part in the Q&As and visit the Zoom marketplace, make sure that you have got some snacks. Make sure that you have got plenty of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, water, cakes. Maybe have a nice wee lunch planned for yourself. Really get into the virtual yarn show vibe. Pretend that you are at a real yarn show where you would be having something, hopefully having something nice for your lunch, having a bit of a day out with some of your knitting friends. Get yourself something nice to eat. Keep yourself fueled for the virtual yarn show. So those are my top 5 tips for making the most of virtual yarn shows, and hopefully I will see some of you at the Waltham Abbey wool show on Sunday. the best place to find out about it is on their website, which I'm pretty sure is walthamabbeywoolshow.co.uk. Yeah, I will have my kits and patterns, and I also they're going to have a page for each vendor. So on my page I've done a video showing you everything, so if you're not able to make the Zoom marketplace, be sure to check that out. But I will let you get on with the rest of your Thursday, and you can catch the replay later if you've just joined in. Okay, see you next Thursday. Bye.